In a turn of events, Elon Musk announcing Tesla will no longer accept Bitcoin payments, citing concerns around Bitcoin mining and environmental concerns. Bitcoin dropping sharply since Musk's tweet last night, trading under $50,000 right now.
Cryptocurrency values are surging. How do you explain the boom in cryptocurrency investment?
I want to bring in Quill Intelligence CEO, former Dallas Fed advisor, Danielle DiMartino Booth. All right, Danielle, here it is. The dollar constantly under pressure. It had a little bit of a bounce, but it's going down, down, down. Bitcoin, Ethereum going higher and higher. It's starting to look like the change of the guard. I mean, realistically, how can the dollar remain the world's reserve currency for, let's say, that I know it won't happen overnight, but I don't see how it can remain the world's #1 currency.
Well, the price of Bitcoin plunging today after a major reversal from Elon Musk, the Tesla CEO, now saying his company will no longer take the cryptocurrency as payment for its vehicles because of climate concerns. Matt King delves into the questions about digital mining's toll on the environment.
Elon Musk says Tesla will no longer accept Bitcoin. That announcement really sent the cryptos tumbling. In fact, the crypto valuation lost $1/3 trillion just overnight.
I guess Bitcoin bulls like you, Anthony, were more than happy to accept Elon's endorsements in terms of accepting it for payment and putting it on the balance sheet. What do you think now? And what do you think occurred to him? It just suddenly, because he knew all along all these things, and suddenly, he's on Saturday Night Live 1 second, and then, a couple of days later, he drops this bombshell. What do you think is happening?
Elon Musk on Twitter writing a little bit of a warning. Cryptocurrency is promising, but please invest with caution. Crypto seems to be volatile. There it is. So is a little caution wise here?
Well, Charles, you have to bring in the other player here that has not been mentioned, and that is China. And, going back to only 400 years of history, every time that there has been a change in the reserve currency status of a superpower, which tends to last about 100 years, that's sort of where the dollar is right now. It's another country that comes in and displaces it because reserve currency status is something that is considered to be a political stature more than anything else. So you have to wonder if regulators in China and in other countries aren't going to start scrutinizing to a greater degree cryptocurrencies and take a little bit of the wind out of the sails of all of this enthusiasm. So you can't leave China out of the discussion.
Sure.
Desk TV host Christine Lee read Elon Musk's tweet Wednesday announcing Tesla would no longer accept Bitcoin.
No one is really buying Teslas with Bitcoin.
Due to environmental concerns over the amount of energy required to power the Bitcoin network.
Some say more than the country of Argentina.
And like the rest of us wondered how Musk, the third richest person in the world and a very online apparent genius innovator, could have possibly avoided understanding the well-publicized environmental impact of Bitcoin mining when he announced Tesla purchased $1.5 billion worth of the cryptocurrency in February.
Is he playing some sort of 3D chess? And some people think he is.
We'll get back to Musk's possible plays in a moment. But first, to add Bitcoin into circulation, a vast number of computers all around the globe must solve increasingly complex math problems.
And that expends a lot of energy.
Per a recent CoinDesk report, around 0.6% of the entire planet's global energy consumption. CoinDesk found 60 to 70% of miners use at least some hydroelectric power, but more than half of the energy consumed still comes from coal and oil.
Elon is also signaling that they are willing to explore cryptocurrencies that spend less energy than Bitcoin.
Lee hypothesized Tesla might soon reveal it plans to accept a more sustainable altcoin or to invest in some sort of renewable energy incentives to offer to crypto miners. Whatever the play, Tesla still holds and plans to continue to hold 90% of the Bitcoin it bought 3 months ago. Mark Cuban tweeted Mavs.com will continue accepting Bitcoin because it hopes the cryptocurrency replaces gold as an inflation-proof hedge, thereby benefiting the environment. Gold mines destroy and pollute the earth on which they sit, but also send the vast majority of their gold to jewelers who can't use Bitcoin to create an engagement band. As of Thursday afternoon, the price of Bitcoin fell nearly 12% following Musk's announcement.
For many people, the fact that Elon Musk has this much power over the crypto markets can be a little jarring.
I'm Matt King, Fox 5 News.
Pete Hegseth joins us. Now, we normally talk to Pete about the business that's going on in the economy and people going back to work or not going back to work, but Pete is a Bitcoin guy. And I want to ask him if he's getting a little nervous when you see a sell-off like this. Are you nervous, Hegseth?
Stuart, you know I'm a bull's bull when it comes to Bitcoin. I am not nervous. I mean, think about it. It's only about 25% off the all-time high, and it's been steady in the 50s for quite some time. Seeing Elon Musk make this move, a little surprising. Maybe he's going to allow for Dogecoin instead, which seems to be his favorite cryptocurrency. But I'm more encouraged, Stuart, by the fact that, did you see that Sotheby's allowed a Banksy painting to be purchased for $13 million with cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin? So someone spent 258 Bitcoin to get a rare Banksy painting just today. So on balance, I think acceptance of cryptocurrency is going up. Institutionalizing it is happening. Investors realize it's an option and it's an efficient way to pay for things. Will it be a currency in the near term? Still remains to be seen. Or in the long term, still remains to be seen. But right now, I think we're not seeing a real fall off here. I mean, that would be in the 30s or 40s, sitting in the low 50s. It took a bit of a hit, but it's better than it racing to 125,000 and everyone feeling like it's a bubble and it's speculative. I think you're seeing real value in its ability to maintain its price.
Look, I think that we've got to just kind of stick to the facts, right? And I always say, don't listen to what they're saying, just watch what they're doing. Elon Musk is still long billions of dollars of Bitcoin. Between Tesla, SpaceX, and personally, Elon Musk owns billions of dollars of Bitcoin, and he's not selling it because of this kind of energy narrative. The second thing is that the facts are overwhelming. 75% of miners use some form of renewable energy. And the reason is because the financial incentive is for miners to go around the world and find the cheapest power. That is their biggest cost input when they're mining Bitcoin. And so they're financially incentivized to go find this renewable power. And when you start to look at the comparisons of how much coal is used in Bitcoin mining, it's dwarfed by things like the coal that is used in the banking system. Or you'll hear a lot of times people will say things like, there's more electricity consumed by the Bitcoin network than in some countries. But what people fail to say is that the American consumer, their use of Christmas lights consume more power in a given year than some countries' electricity consumption.
And of course, I do think, though, the cryptocurrency phenomena lends credence to the notion that the dollar is vulnerable. I do want to ask you, and I do have to tell you right up front, that there's so many moving parts and mixed messages in this market right now. So I'm trying to, I thought Friday morning the Fed caught a break. Now I'm not so sure, because maybe we're talking not only commodity inflation, but also wage inflation. Where is the Fed right now?
And so I think what we've got to just remember here is that the financial incentive is to adopt renewable power. We have a lot of overwhelming data. There's been study after study after study done that shows that is what miners are doing. And I think that what we're going to see here is that this is going to be a launching pad for Tesla to eventually launch a renewable power mining rig or some sort of mining equipment. And so I think that this is actually just part of a marketing ploy by Tesla, draw attention to the issue, and then come up with a solution and kind of save the day. But it's important to remember, Elon Musk did not sell any Bitcoin because of this, and I don't think that he's going to change his mind about the future prospects of Bitcoin. It's simply a way for them to change that narrative so that they can go ahead and launch a product in the future.
Well, the Fed is definitely feeling like it got a little bit of a relief on Friday morning. 60 to 70% of any given firm's cost structure is labor. So it is the key driver of inflation. And the Fed is saying, and by the way, seasonal adjustments were not at play with these April numbers. April tends to be an extraordinarily strong month with seasonal adjustments. So that was actually not the case, because companies right now are holding on to their workers longer than they ever have. And that's something that we don't typically see through seasons, when you see mass firings and rehirings, depending on where we are in the calendar year. But, you know, look, I'm right there with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. 1 in 4 people who are receiving the supplemental unemployment benefits are making more than they used to make being in the workplace.
But you don't think that this is bad PR, just in general, for Bitcoin bulls when someone like Elon Musk makes comments like this? It can't be good.
Oh, I actually think it's very good, right? It's the Streisand effect. Remember when everyone was yelling and screaming about Robinhood and how bad they were, and downloads were exploding for Robinhood? The exact same thing's happening with Bitcoin. All the mainstream media and all the blogs and all the Twitterverse, et cetera, is doing is they're marketing Bitcoin right now. They are waking the world up to what is Bitcoin. there are people who are going to go and they're going to sign up for accounts across all of these crypto exchanges, and they're going to start buying Bitcoin for the first time because they see it in the news. And so I think while the intuitive kind of thought track is that stuff like this is bad, what you see in the data across these exchanges and across the kind of signups is that actually it leads to many more people coming in and buying the asset. And as you saw when the price started to crash, it was already down about 7-8% yesterday. It did dip right at about another 3-4%, whatever it was, but we're still sitting right around 950 billion, $1 trillion. And there's just really heavy buying that you can see in the on-chain metrics. And when it dips to that level, there's a ton of people, both institutional and retail, that are buying up Bitcoin. And I don't foresee that we're going to see, much lower levels than that.